So basically, what's going to happen is me and Old Boy, we're going to talk about Devilman, the anime and the manga. Rob is going to chime in whenever he wants, but he's also going to enjoy his dinner since we've called him around that time. I'm hungry too.
Fat ass.
But you see, I have to prioritize. Podcast comes first. My belly comes second.
Your podcast.
Yes, I know. I have no choice. So enjoy your goddamn fried chicken, son of a bitch.
It's not fried chicken. It's the burger, chicken burger.
I don't care what it is. I can't have it. So fuck you. Anyway. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Devilman is close to my heart, man. That doesn't sound right, but it's the truth. Devilman's close to my heart. Funny. Okay.
Devilman.
It's one of the first animes I ever saw.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I first saw it on UK, this Channel 4, back in 1993, I believe, when Channel 4 was... No, Channel 4 was still good. What am I talking about? Channel 4 was still a good channel.
Well, I don't know why you're so fucked up, always trying to kill me, expecting me to turn into some kind of demon cat at will.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've said this in previous podcasts. When anime really boomed in the UK, we got some of the most hardcore titles first. Pokemon came later, in the late 90s.
Yeah, it did.
In the early 90s, we had shit like Ninja Scroll, Cyber City, AD Police, Guyver, Devilman. Now, Devilman, I believe I was 6 or 7. I don't know. I was very young when I watched Devilman the first time, and it was English dub straight away. Crazy. I was raised. You see, now I have to go get a little bit personal. I was raised in a Christian background. Okay, so this anime really fucked with my mind. Really fucked with my mind, because the concept of this anime, even to this day, it's somewhat bizarre, a little bit. And let's give you a little history on Devilman. Help me out, old boy, because I got a feeling I might not say this to your liking. Got a feeling. So basically, the storyline to Devilman, it focuses on a young man called Akira Fudo. I believe that's his name. Akira Fudo is basically, let's just say he's like a 15-year-old student. His parents were archaeologists. They had an expedition in the North Pole, and they never came back. When the anime, I'm talking about the anime first. When the anime starts, he's in high school, and he's being bullied by some punks, because he's a little sweet boy. You can see in his face, he looks so sweet. He looks after little bunny rabbits, and these punks want to beat the shit out of him, and they kill his rabbits, and basically it just looks really soft and plain and whatever.
I don't know about that. If they come out right out the gate, beat him up, and kill his rabbits, that's a little dark, buddy.
Okay, yeah. All right, that was dark, because when you see the bunnies, you can see their intestines have been ripped open in the cage, and then they whip him, and there's blood everywhere. So anyway, later you find out that since Akira's parents are gone, he's living with a childhood friend of his called Miki. And you can see there's some kind of sexual tension between them or whatever. So this is a very short anime, by the way. The first episode's like 45 minutes. Later, when he's walking home with Miki, he comes across an old friend called, is it Rio?
I believe so.
And this is where the anime, after he meets Rio, Rio tells him that he's in trouble. And he tells him that something's after him. And he needs to confide in someone about his problem. And basically, Rio this is going to be an in-depth review, because we kind of need to spoil the whole thing in the spirit of Halloween. So basically, Rio tells Akira that his father, Rio's father, is a scientist, and he was actually investigating demons and their origins. And through investigating demons, he found a ritual to actually merge with a demon. And basically, because his father fucked with the forces of evil, or forces of demons, he kind of awakened their presence on Earth or something. Am I wrong, old boy, in saying that?
I think something to that extent, because I don't think there were any until he started fucking around with the mask.
Yeah, it's basically like he opened Pandora's box.
Oh, no. You know what it was? It wasn't him. It was the whole team, which part of Akira's parents were a part of. They started unleashing him. That's
the tie-in, the little foreshadowing tie-in. So basically, All Akira knows is that his friend's dad was investigating demons, and basically when his dad was possessed by a demon, Ryo's dad, he tried to kill him, and now Ryo's being chased by demons, so he needs to confide in someone. He tells Akira, this is halfway through the anime basically now. They start running away from demons. It just becomes your typical, oh shit, demons chasing the humans anime. Then at the tail end of the first episode, the anime, Akira and Ryo decide that they're going to take it upon themselves to rid the world of demons, and the only way for them to do that is to use the only weapon they have at their disposal, which is the demon melding ritual. Now, the problem with the demon melding ritual is, once they meld with a demon, the demon possesses them, they have to overtake the consciousness of the demon and keep all the powers. And basically, that's what Ryo's dad tried to do, but he went crazy because he couldn't overtake the power of the demon and tried to kill his own son and then killed himself. So, through the rest of the anime, Akira does meld with a demon and Ryo doesn't, ironically. But the only thing that confuses me is that the demon Akira melds with is meant to be the king of the demons, and I don't really get that because there's a more powerful demon later. But anyway, that's something else. That's something else. Don't worry about that, people.
Well, actually, I want to interrupt. While they were doing that, like, Ryo didn't even try. Like, he was just running around the whole time. He didn't even bother trying to merge.
That's not true. In the beginning, he was the first one to attack someone when they started the ritual.
Yeah, he was, but I mean, actually, I guess they don't really have any control about that. The demon has to come to you, huh?
Later, that's revealed why it never worked out for him anyway.
Right. And when I talk about the manga, we'll go into that. Actually, no, they talk about that in the anime too.
The funny thing is, the anime is really, really short condensed. Akira becomes one with the demon. He becomes the devil man, and his friend doesn't, which is ironic because his friend was the one that dragged him into the whole situation in the first place. So I don't really want to go into the second episode because it's just a series of battles that don't particularly have a particular storyline, except for Akira finds out what happens to his parents. They were in the North Pole doing a little excavating, and they found demons, and they were the ones that actually unleashed the demons on Earth.
I do want to mention, because I guess we're cutting off the anime part there.
Yeah, we are.
I do want to mention, you do want to see these animes if this sounds, these OVAs and stuff, if it sounds interesting, because if you want to see monsters beating the shit out of each other, it's fucking great action. It really is.
Yeah, and even though you're saying monsters beating the shit out of each other, the anime on the whole is really great. The characters are more compelling. It's not just meat and potatoes. The second episode, we're not going to get into it like we said before, but it's one of my top 5 action animes of all time. It's just fucking awesome, man. The action's great. There's some little bit of character development there. And I don't know what else I can say about it, man. It's just fucking awesome. Highly recommended, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is. And, I want to go on to say, how I was talking about fighting, this is one of those times where it doesn't have to be clean and technical because the monsters beating the shit out of each other, and it's great action, it really is.
And it was animated in the 80s, in the late 80s, and even to today, it's still on a high quality. But this is not the reason why I'm bringing it up, actually. None of this. It is one of my favorites. I am biased, whatever. A lot of people call it corny now. And I understand that. The dialogue is really corny. I'm not going to lie. The English dub is good, but there's a lot of swearing in it, and it's kind of corny. But the overall concept of Devilman, really for a young 11, 10-year-old boy to watch that shit, to watch a human merge with a demon, and this is the character you're rooting for? What the fuck? You're rooting for a devil to win. There's no two ways to see it. And because, like I said, I was raised as a Christian, starting to watch anime, this and Guyver really fucked with my head. Really fucked with my thought process. Like, I've never heard of anything, talking about creationism or the Big Bang and stuff like that. I've never heard of anything outside Jesus or God and all that. And now reading about we evolved from demons, because that's also the foreshadowing Devilman shows you in the beginning, that demons were on Earth first and basically humans evolved from demons. It was really, really controversial stuff to watch at that time and somewhat even now. Because, and the reason why I say that, now when you see demons in anime, like this Yu Yu Hakusho, for example, they're not perceived as true demons. They're just perceived as normal characters. Oh, he's a demon. Oh, heaven and hell are places you travel to.
You know, the way I would see it for most series outside of Devilman, when a character, usually a protagonist, has the ability to become a demon or is a demon or whatever, it's just for power and fighting. Otherwise, they're a human for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, there's always that one episode where it just goes, oh, they're going to struggle with the whole moral thing of this for a while, and then it's the next episode, it's like, yeah, I just use it to be more powerful.
Yeah, let's use the most popular anime, for example, Dragon Ball Z. They exchange heaven and hell like it's nothing. And it's not just because of the Dragon Balls. There's a whole saga of Goku going to hell just to fight better fighters.
Yeah. It is pretty funny, though.
It was funny and it was entertaining, but you're just thinking to yourself, isn't this meant? Where's the fire and brimstone? You know, why are they having drinks and chilling? I mean, there's a part where he goes to hell and he has to fight Frieza and Cell again, which is kind of funny. But there's so many, and the same thing for Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, can't remember the main character's name.
Yusuke Urameshi.
He goes to hell as a ghost detective or whatever, and he fights demons. He fights in demon tournament, and spoiler alert, you find out that he's part demon later on in the anime anyway.
Mm.
So Devilman, to me, is a more, in terms of what you think a demon is, it's more true to that ideal. But they merged that, they made the demon a hero, an anti-hero, basically. Actually, I want to ask you about that, old boy. Do you think a demon that is a protagonist is automatically an anti-hero just because he's a demon?
Automatically, no. But do I think the main character of Devilman is? This goes back to when we were talking about the Western things. For the time he came out, when he was conceived and everything, that was definitely not the norm. So I will say he is an anti-hero, but not because he's a demon, because that's pretty common now.
Okay, but if not for he's a demon, then to be honest with you, what part of his character has those traits of him being an anti-hero?
You were already touching on it a bit, because, you know, him being a demon is more than him just powering up to fight, you know, more powerful guys or anything. I would have to go into the manga because I don't think they really show it in the anime, but I think they do actually a little bit. Like, there's a part where the demon inside him finally starts taking over and everything, and he starts like eating his allies. He starts killing them. And that's not something a hero does, buddy.
But then can you blame him per se? But that's another thing I love about Devilman. It's not a simple, in another anime, once he had taken over the demon, they will just leave it at that. Like, that's Akira now. He's got all the powers of the demon. End the story. But in Devilman, it becomes a fight for the consciousness of the body. Who's going to control the body? It's much more in depth, basically, is what I'm saying, and it's much more interesting.
Yeah.
And you know, on that note, old boy, let's move on to the manga.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You know, the manga. It's really just a shame that they didn't do this right. Because, like I said, if this interests you, you need to read the manga and watch the anime. The anime for action, because it's superb, like we've been raving. You know, it's great action. I still love it. I still have those movies. I still watch it every once in a while just to see the fighting, you know, two monsters beating the shit out of each other. But a lot of the story, a lot of the characters are pushed out because they wanted to have, you know, just action. They just want action, action, action. And intriguing story and characters are, you know, they're left out. And, like, for example, not really a spoiler because it's not any kind of big reveal or anything, but, like, the guys who were bullying him in the beginning actually become, like, his right-hand men. Yeah. You know, in the manga. And all these other things, you know, things escalate, you know, because we already talked about the demons were coming out and everything, and they grow into gargantuan numbers and everything like that. And it becomes sort of like a apocalyptic sort of setting and everything. And even one of the anime movies is called like Demon Apocalypse or something.
Yeah, so, I just want to let me talk about that before we go into the manga in any more depth, because basically, sorry people, I should have mentioned this. I watched the first two Devilman movies. They were the only ones released or created in the 80s. Then 10 years later, 1999, there was one more project released called Amon, The Apocalypse of Devilman. And that basically is meant to wrap up the trilogy. I don't like Devilman, Apocalypse of Amon, or whatever. I said it the wrong way. But anyway, I don't like this movie for two reasons. Number one, It's not consistent. The animation is not consistent with the first two, which is a bit of a nitpick, but because it's a trilogy, it is a trilogy, it bothers me. And secondly, obviously, it doesn't follow the manga. And the manga had a very clear, concise ending that is very poignant. But in the anime, this last anime movie, they leave it open-ended and they change the ending. And I do not know why they did that. It makes no fucking sense. And when you read the manga, that's all I want to say about it. That's all I want to say. It wasn't dubbed. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them because it's just 70% faithful to the manga. And the other 30%, I don't know what they were thinking. And, let's just talk about the manga now. All you need to know about the third Devilman movie, it's not faithful to the manga. And, I don't know why they did that.
Well, I do have to say, in defense of the third movie, before we stop talking about it, is that I think it has the best fighting out of all the movies, although the other ones are still good to watch, monsters fighting each other. But I think it had the best action up until it teases you and then it doesn't give you a climax.
Yeah. True. Okay, I'll give you... I don't agree with just because the second movie is epic to me.
Yeah, the second movie definitely has some great fighting. I like it all. I like all the fighting in it.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to the manga, it's just... They delve more into what's happening in the world, the way people are changing, the character's struggles outside of Akira just running around as a demon, beating the shit out of other demons. There's the whole aspect of societal collapse and stuff. You kind of like the Akira movie, it's just cut out for the most part. I think it's mentioned in the anime, but it's not really a big focus of it like it is in the manga. And then, of course, the action is actually in the manga. I don't think it's very good, which is so surprising because in the anime movies, it's fantastic.
But I think the manga was written in the 70s or the early 80s.
Well, it's definitely old, but it's just like I said, it's surprising that it's so good animated, but then in the mangas it's kind of choppy, But the manga, you also actually get an ending, unlike the last animated movie, like we were talking about.
I think the ending in the manga is great.
I agree. I liked it.
I thought it was so poignant. It made a great point, and it was unexpected. It really was just a combination of everything I loved about Devilman, with a nice twist at the end, with a great ending.
Yeah.
And
was it that Bruce Willis was dead all along?
No.
No.
But I agree, and I really liked the ending because, like you said, it was not expected. I did not expect that to happen. And it's just, bam. And that's the end. That's how it is. There is no ands, ifs, or buts. There's no, maybe he's going to come back. Maybe there's going to be more story to it. That was the end, period. And it's been that way for, 20, 30, 40 years now. I like that. For me, both, you have to, like I said, you can't do it separately. If you do it separately, they're probably, watchable, readable, if that's your kind of thing. But if this sounds interesting to you and you watch all the movies, you read the manga, it's only 5 volumes, not very long. Very solid first class to me as a bundled package.
It's in my Hall of Fame. I watched it at such a young age. It left such an impression. It has aged extremely well. It's short. It's very, very short. It's not a 12-episode series. It's 3 45-minute movies. I'm going to include the third one. I might as well. The manga is short as well, like Old Boy said. And you know what, Old Boy, I got to say, yeah, I think you're kind of critical. Because you say you're not an anime guy. You're more of a manga cat, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So obviously, it's one of my favorite animes of all time. I was kind of... when I gave it to you, I actually wanted to see how biased I was.
I don't think you're biased at all. But for me, what kills it is if you take either one separately, not as good. So you have to do the whole thing. And generally speaking, that shouldn't be the case, at least right now, for how you do anime or manga. Most people only like one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And the time I was watching it, when I was young, Channel 4 showed 1 episode, and then 2 weeks later, the way the first anime ends, it's like, oh, what the fuck? And then when you watch the second episode, it's like, oh, fuck, yeah! You know what I mean? It's, oh, what a great anime.
And then the third one was like, what the fuck?
let me tell you, all I want to say, people, is I've been using that word plethora a lot today, but I've seen a plethora of anime titles that are like this. I think it's unfair for me to compare Hellsing, but all I'm saying is I've seen a lot of anime that deal with monsters and demons and all so crazy shit. Devilman has the action, the animation, the storyline. It has the full package, and I think it's really ignored. Ironically, on IMDb, it has really good reviews.
Yeah, well, it should, because it is really good. I agree. It's kind of funny. Speaking of Hellsing, I want to compare the two real quick, because they're monsters beating the shit out of each other, right? They're both protagonists are like mythological creatures or whatever. And Hellsing, people say, "Oh, it looks so great! There's such great action and everything." And to that, I say, "What's so great about a guy who can't fucking die?" There's nothing great about it. Everybody he fights, he's going to kill. He's going to butcher them up or whatever. And in Devilman, the main character, he can die and he can get hurt really, really bad. He gets fucked up a few times really badly.
And yeah, that's what I didn't like about Hellsing. Hellsing was just, a pleasure anime, a catering anime. You got this monster who can... How many forms has he fucking got? He's a vampire, he's a fucking Cerberus, he's a fucking war crawler, and no matter who he comes up against, he can morph into another form, a hideous form, to defeat it. And I'm just like, okay, storyline's stupid, as far as I'm concerned. He's the pet dog of some British military faction, listening to some bitch in charge. Why? I have no fucking clue. It doesn't go into it too much detail. Yes, I do know about Hellsing Ultimate. I do know those OVAs are better. But to be honest with you, the character isn't compelling to me. That's the bottom line. I will watch Hellsing Ultimate eventually. I'm not biased against it. I'm not going to watch it because I love Devilman so much. No. It's just that Hellsing, to me, the original series, was just, one of those animes to showcase how great animations, how cool character is, with no substance.
Yeah.
For me, that's a meh. Devilman, I wouldn't compare the two anyway, but I'm just saying, Devilman has the full package. It's an oldie. It's a neglected anime. But the mangaka Go Nagai, very prominent anime manga creator, very prominent. He's made some of the most fundamental animes, like, is it Mechanizer Z? Mazinger Z, sorry. See, I'm saying that fucking wrong. And a whole bunch of other anime I can't remember right now, but yeah, the Devilman universe has got related titles like Devilman Lady. That was released in 2001, I believe. That was okay. Surprisingly, that was okay. And Akira even makes an appearance in that. I think I would recommend that to old boy, but it's not even close to the level as Devilman.
Oh, I think I'd just be set up for disappointment then, because Devilman's really high up there.
Though, like I said, you're kind of hard to please, so I don't know if I recommend it to you. But in general, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like a female Devilman, please, Pshaw. But no. It was okay. It was okay. Pshaw. And related title. A lot of people have no idea about this. Do you know what other anime is related to Devilman that nobody knows?
I know Mazinger Z was tied in a little bit, but no.
It was, yeah. They had crossovers, and you maybe reminded me of something. But Violence Jack.
Oh, Violence Jack! I read a little bit of that. I forgot about that.
Violence Jack is well. It would be a little bit of a spoiler for me to tell you how. You know what? I'm going to tell you because it's a weird spoiler. Basically, Violence Jack is a reincarnation of Devilman.
Oh, what the fuck! You just completely ruined the ending of Devilman because I thought that was it.
You don't find out in the Devilman manga.
But it's still, it's a continuation.
You find that out in the Violence Jack manga, and not a lot of people. When you watch Violence Jack, you never find out that he's a reincarnation of Akira. You only basically I had to Wikipedia it because you have to read the manga, some special edition of the manga to find out that's the bridge between Devilman and Violence Jack. So, blah 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 blah. Anyway, Hall of Fame for me. I want to move off this thing. I know it wasn't a traditional review or whatever, but I think it's a really good anime. I think it's good for Halloween. Great anime for Halloween, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, you want a monster mash? There you go. Watch those animes.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to I know we've kind of touched this already. I just want to touch again. Like I said, I don't understand why demons in anime now have become... I don't know what kind of characters demons are anymore. If they were meant to be scary, and again, going back to me saying all desensitized, demons now in anime are just like your everyday character. Black Cat was another anime. No, not Black Cat. Sorry. What's this anime called? Editor's note. It was Chrono Crusade, Don. Chrono Crusade. You know what? Fuck it. I can't be bothered. Basically, you guys know. You guys seen how many cute demon girls have you seen in anime? Oh, she's got a tail. She's got bat wings. Oh, she's cute, and that's got to do with fan service. But I'm just saying, I thought demons were meant to be the epitome of horror. That's meant to be fire and brimstone. And
when I think of demons, like just off the top of my head, not just Devilman, but like the demons in Berserk. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking of. Scary shit.
I'm thinking of stuff like Claymore, but Claymore wasn't really scary, but it was still kind of cool.
No, that's another good example. Claymore's another good example. I'm disappointed. And you know what? Let's quickly jump back into the Western real quick. And let me bring up a title that... Devilman. You like that name?
It's cool. Devilman.
That's forgotten about Hellboy.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, no, the moment you said Devilman, I was like, originally the first thing I thought was like, is that a Hellboy like translation thing? What?
Hellboy. Have you guys seen those two movies?
I've only seen Hellboy first one.
There you go. I mean, that's where they tried to take a demon and make him into the protagonist. A quirky, cool one, Duke Nukem type character. I don't know what the fuck.
He was basically Duke Nukem, yeah.
Yeah. A Duke Nukem demon and just...
Except he sucked with the ladies, but Duke never did.
No, what are you talking about? Hellboy got the girl pregnant in the end of the second one.
He got one girl.
Yeah, that was after 2 films.
After 2 films.
Duke Nukem, after the first level, we've been to what, like 3 strip clubs already?
He's a demon. A fucking demon. And he's the only demon in the whole fucking earth. And he actually got a woman pregnant. It doesn't matter if it's 2 fucking movies. It's fucking insane.
I'm just saying, I mean...
I'm surprised not many women got... I mean, he's pretty ripped.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Like, he is.
Well, if you feel that way, then maybe I shouldn't be surprised.
He is!
And he has been to prison.